Hello! It's been a few months, but it's time to make another report video. This time, I was involved with A&E Dragon's Dojo with their prelims. Kito and Hanzo wanted to use a similar system to the one I've been using for Furpoc Freestyle, and I've been really excited to see someone else run the system. Let's talk about how it went. Some background info: I've run Furpoc Freestyle prelims where every dancer gets 2 battles in a sort of chain of battles. The only things we record are which 2 dancers were involved in each battle, how many songs are involved in each battle, and what are the judges' votes. Dancers are then ranked using the massing method. The math not only considers how many votes each dancer gets, but also who they battled. It's a strength of schedule thing. I really love this method because it's a lot less subjective than other prelims methods, but also rewards you for dancing against really skilled dancers. Now, there is a limitation with this method. The more dancers there are in prelims, the less accurate the method is. I ran Monte Carlo simulations that showed running prelims like this with 3 judges using a 5-point judging system can handle up to 30 dancers. That works fine for Furpoc, but A&E is a different story. Before I move on to talking about the plan for A&E, I want to tie up one little loose end. In the past, I claimed that the order of the chain of battles doesn't matter, but I found it sorta does. I ran simulations calculating the average elimination error with 3 different chain organizations: random, descending, and chess ordering. An elimination error is when someone that should in theory be in the top 16 gets cut. Random ordering is when dancers are, well, randomly ordered in the chain of battles. Error from this is shown in red. Descending order is when all the dancers are ordered based on skill level and battle in descending skill level until the least skilled dancer battles the most skilled dancer to complete the chain. Error from this is shown in green. And it's also worth noting that it doesn't matter if the dancers are organized in ascending or descending order based on skill, they have the same amount of error. Chess ordering is when dancers are organized based on skill, but in a way all battles are between dancers of similar skill level. The chain goes as follows: all the even-numbered dancers battle in descending order, then all the odd-numbered dancers battle in ascending order. I call it chess ordering because it's inspired with how chess matches are usually set up between players of similar skill. The error from this is shown in blue. As you can see, chess ordering is very effective at keeping error low, while descending order is the worst, and random ordering has error that's somewhere in between those two. We can also see that chess ordering becomes a lot more effective as the number of judges increases, while the other 2 ordering methods don't improve much with more judges. So why does descending order just suck while chess ordering is so good? Well, I think it has to do with the fact that there's a limit on how many votes a dancer can receive in a battle. In the sports world, there's no limit on how many points a team can score, but in the battle, the limit is having all the judges vote for you or vote against you. With the descending order, there's not enough votes to truly show the difference between that one battle between the best skilled dancer and the worst skilled dancer. On the other hand, chess ordering has all the dancers around the same skill level with no huge disparity. Effectively, chess ordering avoids setting up battles where a new dancer would get completely blown out of the water by an experienced dancer. Let's hold on to this thought and talk about the A&E plan. A&E 2024 Dragon's Dojo had over 50 dancers sign up for prelims, so obviously we needed to expand the system so it could be accurate with that many dancers. The big idea with my original Monte Carlo simulation showed is that there's a drastic improvement with accuracy when dancers are given more battles. Running prelims where every dancer gets 4 battles can handle up to 50 dancers. We finally get a chance to run prelims with the second round. But there is a problem with time constraints. Running a 2-round prelims with 50 dancers each getting 4 battles would take over 3 hours. So how do we host prelims? The plan stems from a conversation that Kito and I had with Atsu after MFF this past year. Round 1 of prelims would still be a chain where all dancers get 2 battles. The results from round 1 will cut the list down to the highest 32 dancers. We call it the first 32. Round 2 has the first 32 do another chain where those dancers get another 2 battles. Results from round 2 are combined with results from round 1 to cut the list down to a top 16. The idea is that theoretically, the top 16 should exist somewhere within the first 32 after round 1, and giving 2 more battles to all those dancers should increase the accuracy while not taking as long. Of course, I had to run Monte Carlo simulations to test out this idea, and here are the results. An error is when someone that should be in the top 16 doesn't make it in the first 32. The different colors represent the 3 different orderings that we talked about earlier. And goddamn, these results are pretty promising. Running prelims where round 1 cuts to the first 32 is accurate up to 60 dancers that are randomly ordered in the chain. Well, that settles that. We can definitely get a reliable first 32 with the amount of people signed up for A&E, and get an accurate top 16 after round 2 for prelims. So how did this work in practice? Kito wanted to implement the numbering system that was used at MFF. Dancers were given numbers in order of when they checked in person. So effectively, dancers were randomly ordered. Round 1 had dancers battling in numerical order. I just gotta say, the numbering system at check-in, combined with the chain of battles, worked flawlessly. We had 53 battles in a time span of an hour and 10 minutes. It worked so well that Kito didn't even need to call anyone on deck for their battles. Shout out to Kaya and Prince for spreading the word to all the dancers on how the chain of battles worked. It definitely helped make everything run a lot smoother. My only critique for round 1 is that it needed the rule where the new dancer on the floor goes first for every battle. Instead, we had the opposite, which means that all dancers had to effectively freestyle for a full minute without any sort of break. That's a huge disadvantage to fursuiters, and yes, I know I'm a little biased on that one. This problem was fixed for round 2, but it is something to keep in mind for the future. Round 2 did not go as smoothly. It took 50 minutes to go through 32 battles, which went slower due to the dancer order not being as natural. Dancers went in descending order based on their ratings from round 1, so Kito had to call people on deck, which had a few hiccups. Oh, and I know what you're thinking. Didn't I just say that descending order would yield the least accurate results? Yes, but that's only if dancers only get 2 battles. It should be fine for round 2 because all these dancers are getting 4 battles anyway. There were 2 other hiccups though. One dancer requested to be the last dancer in round 2, and another dancer from the first 32 dropped before round 2. The dancer that dropped out was replaced by a dancer that didn't make the cut, and the dancer that wanted to go last was placed as the last couple of battles. Again, changing the order should not have affected anything. Same with substituting in a different dancer, but in all fairness, we should not have had substitutes for the first 32. In the end, we were able to finish round 2 before the end of the scheduled time block that Dragon's Dojo was given for prelims. Hanzo, Kito, and I moved to a private space to check to make sure that everything in the spreadsheet was accurate and calculate who was in the top 16. Since I competed in the event, my role was limited to making sure that the spreadsheet was working mechanically and nothing else. Throughout the rest of the con, I was asking the dancers on how they felt about the prelims format, and feedback was mostly positive. A lot of dancers said that they loved that they got more than one battle in prelims, and it felt like the format rewarded dancers who wanted to work for that top 16 spot. There was one dancer that said 4 battles in prelims is too much and should be limited to 2 or 3 battles, and I definitely see that argument, especially since it took more than 2 hours for prelims. We also had a post A&E voice call where dancers gave feedback about the event, both about prelims and finals. Again, it was mostly positive feedback, and one dancer even commented about how the format was friendlier to dancers that are new to battles. It's totally a win in my book. That's totally a win in my book. Anyway, here are the results for the first 32 between rounds 1 and 2. I gotta say that having dancers get 2 battles each does get a good first 32, but it's definitely not good enough to get a top 16. Round 2 definitely improved the accuracy for the ratings. There's a decent amount of movement between rounds 1 and 2. Just by eye test, the top 16 results after round 2 are really good, and that was just based off of judges' votes. No offense to anyone, but I would 100% run this roster in a tournament bracket. But wait, there's one issue that you might have noticed by now. This isn't the same top 16 that was run at Dragon's Dojo Finals. This project has always been about being transparent with these processes, which includes admitting mistakes. When Kito and I talked about running the system for Dragon's Dojo, I made a spreadsheet that would automatically run these calculations for Kito without me needing the help. All Kito had to do was just enter in all the data for each battle, the dancers that were involved, the number of songs that were used in each battle, and what the judges' votes were. Since Kito was using a numbering system for the dancers, I populated the spreadsheet for the first round up to the 69th dancer. We knew that there was less than 70 dancers signed up, so all the extra dancer entries just needed to be deleted at the end of the first round. The first 32 dancers were correctly calculated, and we moved on to the second round with no problems. For round 2, the information of the dancers involved in each battle were correctly entered in, the information of all the judges' votes were correctly entered in, but the song number column was not filled in. All the second round battles had a blank song number instead of a 1 to represent that one song was used in each of these battles. So what ended up happening is that all the round 2 battles were accounted for in the battle matrix, but the scores were all 0 since raw score depends on the number of songs used. This means that all the round 2 battles acted like ties. Here's what the list looks like with that error. There's a few differences between the incorrect list versus the correct list, but for the most part, the error is not as catastrophic as it could have been. Majority of the people that did get to compete in finals were actually top 16, but with different seeding. However, there were a few people that were misplaced between the top 16, standby, and cuts. And yes, I do find it incredibly hilarious that out of everyone that competed, I was the only dancer that was supposed to be in the top 16 that didn't even make it into the standby list. And I'm totally okay with that. If I competed in Dragon's Dojo finals, I would not have met up with Ruben after the event to drill our dance comp routine, and we would not have gotten second place for the dance comp. I'm being 100% serious. I'm good with the 4 battles that I got at A&E. Anyway, there is an argument to be made that the finals could have been completely different had it had this bracket. We still would have seen the Kyra Saffron battle in the first round, Foster and Alex would have met early in the semifinals, and maybe Foster Rhea in the finals. But other than that, the bracket would have been completely different. But in the end, we still ended up with some really great battles. Val versus Flinch, Orf versus Keithy, Foster versus Zero, Kaw versus Rhea, Cyan versus Alex. All really good battles to watch. And more importantly, I didn't get my ass kicked in front of everyone. There is no universe that exists where Alex doesn't absolutely smoke me in the first battle. Since this isn't my event, I figured I'd give Kito and Hanzo some time to comment on how they feel about the event. Kito, Hanzo, all you.
Hi, my name is Kito. We being me and Hanzo. I don't know where Hanzo is right now. What are you doing back there?
I was just showcasing my new fursuit.
Okay. So I was mainly in charge of making sure prelims ran smoothly and whatnot, along with Eigen.
I was in charge of marketing and just making sure that everything comes together and is organized.
Yeah, when it comes to prelims specifically, even though we made those mistakes that we did, overall it went really, really well. With that hour and a half that we thought we were given, we were able to make use of everything from beginning to end.
Overall, I feel like the event was very successful. I think that what we wanted to do for the event and what we wanted to provide for the dancers in our communities, I think that message was like really received well, I would like to say. It was even crazy to like even have dancers to like straight up be like, yo, like before doing battle, it's like I've never done battles before and I was unsure about what my place was in dance until I came to this event, and that to me like warmed up my heart.
I will tell you, I saw things from every dancer that touched the floor that day that I had never seen before from them. And you know, we had the whole mishap where there were some typos and certain people made it in that weren't supposed to, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I feel like,
couldn't tell.
Like if y'all know the anime solo leveling, like I could have sworn that I saw like people have like a second reawakening.
It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. All in all, we fixed a lot of those things that even caused that. So I won't have to worry about that in the future. So like in a grand scheme of things, the event pretty much went off without a hitch.
Overall, like we had very satisfactory results for the event because like this event wasn't for us to just hold and run. This event was for the dancers, and if we were able to provide an environment and an event where dancers can feel like they could go all out and be inspired to like be the best versions for themselves, win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's all about expressing the best for like in here.
No, 100%. We as a team showed what we were capable of, kind of thing, and the dancers showed what they were capable of. Obviously, we have some spots that we can improve on. We've went through and discussed that and whatnot. We had a whole talk with the dancers after the fact with the con, and they brought up some really good points that we're going to be implementing in next year. I'm super excited for next year.
Yeah.
Just because like this is going to only go up from here.
Without y'all support, without y'all genuine support and genuine interest and just taking y'all time to like be a part of this event, we can't do this without y'all. Like without community, there's no culture, and without culture, there's no community. And to like really have the amount of support and love and interest that we got for this event, and it's grown exponentially big compared to last year.
Mind blowing. So last year there were what, 30 dancers? About 30 dancers.
About 30.
We jumped up almost double that.
Yeah.
We jumped up almost double that for prelims.
Because we had over 60 signups, and then of course some people had to drop out in the end.
Yeah, that happens.
But even then it still was over 50 dancers at prelims, and it was anticipated for about 40 dancers to show up at most, but 50? What?
50, I remember it was 2 weeks before the con-ish. Ike hits me up some things gotta change.
Immediately.
It was there's some things that need to change because the system isn't built for this many dancers kind of thing. Shouts out to Igen.
Shout out to Igen.
Because it would not have went that smoothly without you at all.
Overall, as somebody that's a lead of this event, I want to give a huge shout out to my team. Kito, Igen, the rest of Majic Records. This event is a team effort. You know what I'm saying? If this is an event built for the community, this is gonna be run by multiple people from the community. And all in all, it's all about improving our spaces in a sense of we really want to push dancers to really seek the best for themselves.
I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Peace out.
By the way, if y'all going to FWA, DigiFest 2-year anniversary.
Right.
Shameless plug.
Like always, I'm constantly thinking about ways to improve how freestyle tournaments are run. So here's a few goals I have in mind for next time. First things first, I made version 4.0 of the prelim system and it's publicly available. This system uses chess ordering, and round 1 cuts the first 24 instead of 32, so it's accurate to 60 dancers while having a 2-hour time duration. I also streamlined the heck out of the spreadsheet to make sure that everything is automatically calculated while minimizing user error. I even added a drop column in case a dancer drops out of prelims, and the spreadsheet accounts for that. Second thing is I want to simulate other possible strategies that we could use to accommodate 80 dancers, while still also fitting within the 2-hour time limit. I have a few ideas in mind. Third is to finish working on the database explainer video. This is a goal I set in the last video, and I haven't forgot about it. Kito and I did record audio for it, now I just gotta find time to edit it. And last, but probably most importantly, remain transparent as always. Keep dancers informed, and talk with other event organizers about this project. Anyway y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see ya at TFF.